Well, right now I have a unique opportunity to talk about a place to travel that I don't think we've ever talked about here before. I'd like to welcome Sherwin Banda, and you are with African Travel,
Yes.
right? African Travel Incorporated. And of course, Luxe Travel can get people started on their way. Good to meet you, sir.
Lovely to meet you, Ken. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, and I had to comment. I go, you know, look at this gentleman's shirt here. I wish I was dressed like that. You know, it's beautiful. Hey, but you know, I'm looking at the beautiful colors here, and do they represent a certain area sometimes?
Actually, yes. So this is called a dashiki.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Okay, I wasn't going to say it because I thought I'm going to pronounce that wrong, but.
Yeah, so this is mainly in the southern hemisphere of Africa. We all tend to wear vibrant colors and bright prints. One thing I often tell people is don't wear this when you go on safari. You don't want to stand out.
Yeah,
you want the savannah to showcase itself. So
exactly, and I'm sure we're going to talk about safaris as well, right?
Absolutely.
So in general, tell us about the programs that you offer, and I know we have some B-roll we're going to be showing in the background here, and I believe what we're showing is Cape Town or the Cape. Obviously, it's the southern area, and just absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, you know, this is my hometown. I was born in Cape Town, South Africa, and there are so many people tend to think of Africa as one continent.
You're absolutely right.
And has the same experience across all of the continent.
Yes.
So it's not one country. There are diverse of experiences that people can have. And so one of the things that we love to do with Luxe Travel and African Travel is designing things focusing on people's interests. So if you're a foodie, imagine Africa on a plate.
Yeah.
It is anything and everything that you would want to enjoy. And I often tell people I grew up eating ostrich steak. And it's the most succulent piece of meat that you'll have. And it does not taste like chicken.
It does not, no.
But there are so many different ways that one can explore Africa. I personally am drawn to the culture aspect of Africa.
Right.
So meeting the local people and spending time with them and learning about them is something that is truly fascinating for me. So I got this with the Losey tribe, a visit to the Losey tribe. And
it's beautiful. I don't know if it shows up on camera, but I mean, it's beautiful.
It's one of my favorite pieces. And I met the chief of the Losey tribe, and we made this together, and they migrate across the rivers and across the seasons, and it was something really nice to bring back and really keep that as a piece that I could share with the world. And then there are other people that go just for the animals.
Right.
I know that, you know, some people would say that nothing else interests them. And when you are out in Africa and you're in nature and you see a lion face to face, and you can smell it and you can hear it, and when it roars, you can feel it in your bones.
Yeah.
That's an amazing experience. So different styles for different people, but regardless of what you choose, it will stay with you.
That's a good thing that you brought up, and I think people sometimes get overwhelmed because they're going, oh, I'd like to go to Africa. Well, okay, you got everything from like Cape Town in South Africa, or you can have a Mediterranean experience in Morocco, and the thousands of places in between. So they often will be a little overwhelmed, but where do I go first? Where do I go to get the initial flavor of Africa, which is probably very difficult to do because it's so different.
Absolutely. So, you know, I often tell people, if you have a desire to experience Africa, what is the most important thing for you? I love my mother-in-law, but I would die if I took her to Tanzania and Kenya, or she'll kill me. Because after 5 minutes there, she would miss the comforts of home that she would enjoy. And after an hour of seeing animals, because she's not a big animal person, she would want to go, okay, what's next?
Yeah.
So going to South Africa is always the place that I always tell people, use that as the gateway to Africa.
Okay.
Because there are so many things to do. You don't give up your creature comforts. It's a first world city in a third world country.
Right.
So the city that's most associated with Cape Town is actually San Francisco.
Seriously?
Absolutely.
Wow, I never would have thought that.
Absolutely. It
Interesting.
looks and feels like San Francisco.
Wow.
So just like there's Alcatraz,
Yeah.
we have Robben Island. It's a ferry ride away.
That's amazing.
Off the wharf. It is a diverse city. The landscape of Cape Town is very much like San Francisco. The steep hills, which we call the Boerkaap, which is the Upper Cape region. It feels like you're going through a modern city. And then just 2 hours by plane, you hit the open savanna. And you get to experience Africa at its most authentic. What's really special about South Africa is there are 11 different official languages in South Africa, which
In
means
just South Africa?
just South
Okay.
Africa. So when you see me, you see a black man.
Yeah.
What would you do if I told you that in South Africa, I'm not classified black?
You're classified. I don't know what that means.
So I'm not in my passport and my birth records. I'm actually a colored man.
Ah, okay.
And I know that has a different connotation in America
It does, yes.
than what it does in South Africa. So my history is actually one of diversity. So I have Anglo-Saxons, even though I didn't get the color. But I do have those traditions. So if I were to say, in my home language was English,
Right.
but my mother spoke Afrikaans.
Okay.
My neighbors were Xhosa, and my best friend is Zulu. When you
Do you speak all those?
Oh no,
Oh, okay.
I know all the bad words,
Okay. Well, that's all right, right?
but I know how to navigate amongst each culture, and each culture offers a very unique and different experience. So, where to start? I often tell people, start in South Africa. It's a great place to really take away a lot of perhaps the ideas you might have of Africa.
Right.
But you still get to experience the most authentic and beautiful
And
experience.
that's what people want.
And that's what
And,
people want.
you mentioned about your mother-in-law, if you went out on the savannah or something, and yet a while back I was reading a blog by this gentleman who went on these safaris and stuff, and all the creature comforts were there. Now maybe he got a certain type of plan, but he showed us at night. They were sitting back having cocktails. I mean, it was just, you looked at it and you were like, this is like you're at a luxury resort.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I often tell people, if you want the 4 seasons in the bush, you can absolutely have it. Or if you'd like to have the Marriott experience in the bush, you can absolutely have it. My favorite way to experience the bush are in tents.
Okay.
Because I get to feel as if I'm still part of the savannah,
Yeah.
but I'm safe. And so imagine an indoor luxurious suite with your ensuite facilities. And then outside,
That's a good point, the ensuite.
the ensuite facility.
Yes.
I grew up having bucket showers. And nothing wrong with bucket showers.
Yeah.
But when I'm on vacation, I don't want to have a bucket shower.
Yeah, exactly.
I want to actually sit in a luxurious bath. So when I go on safari, picture glass all in front of you. You can see the bush and the animals as they parade past your quarters. You could even then, right outside, you have your own plunge pool, swimming pool.
Wow.
Heated, of course, because that's what I like. And I sit in my plunge pool and I watch the animals walk by.
Oh, how nice.
I have my own deck. And then I also have an indoor and outdoor ensuite facilities.
Oh, wow.
When I come back into my when I come into my room, fully stocked mini bars, waited on hand and foot by Africa's most hospitable people. Amazing place.
Isn't this man painting a wonderful picture? I mean, it sounds delightful. It really does, and you make me want to go. Definitely.
Well, call Luxe Travel.
I will.
They will absolutely craft anything and everything for all clients and all needs and all price points.
Yes.
To make
exactly.
those dreams come true.
I want what you just talked about. Yeah, Luxe Travel. You can go online to luxetm.com. And their number is their local number, because they're just right up the road, is 949-336-1000. And they'll set you up on a beautiful African vacation, whether it can be Cape Town or Tanzania on a nice safari. They'll help you out. And thank you very much. This has been a delight having you on.
Hope to have you with us one of these days in Africa.
That would be fun. Good to
Thank
see
you.
you. Nice to meet you,
Thank
sir.
you.
We'll be right back. Yeah, the closest I've been is